So guys, we are almost reaching. The farm is here, and this farm is 3 acres. I rented this farm, which is the correct word to use, to lease. I leased this farm, and I decided to put beans on one piece of 1 acre piece and maize on a 2 acre piece. Let us just enter the farm and see. This farm goes up to the other end, down there. That is 2 acres. This is maize. And this maize, I planted them 3 months ago. They're almost putting. They're just almost putting. And here, this is beans. And these beans is on a 1 acre piece. The beans, they're almost ready. They're almost ready. So the type of beans that I planted, let me just show you on this one here. So, I don't know whether you can see it well. This is the type of beans that I planted, and I planted 3 months ago. The beans are almost ready. And maybe they need like 2 to 3 weeks to just to dry up, and then we can come and harvest. So when we are planting beans, you just dig the farm. It depends on how the farm is. If it has a lot of weeds, maybe you can dig like twice, or you can dig once and then you do harrowing. But if the farm is not all that bushy, you can just dig it once. The beans, they are not complicated like the maize, and then you plant. And when we are planting, we use the ladies. I like using the ladies because they are very keen. And they use a panga when they are planting the beans. So acre, you can put like 10 ladies, and they just do a very good job. So these beans are almost ready. The farm is going up to the other end. The farm is going up to the other end. And on the other side, let Let me see whether it is showing well. These ones are maize. And this maize, they take 6 months to get ready. They take 6 months. So there are 3 months on the way. There are 3 months still to go. And they have done well. If you can check, they have done well. Although they're a bit expensive. If you want to plant 1 acre piece, you should have like 30,000 Kenyan shillings, at least on the lower side. That is when you are able to plant 1 acre. So if you have 2 acres, that is 60,000. And leasing or renting this farm, 1 acre goes per 10 to 15,000 shillings. It depends with the owner, but it is 10 to 15,000. That is when you rent this piece of land. And the maize, they have really done well. I'm happy because they have really done well. And the farm is going up to the other side. So let us just have a tour on on our rented piece of land. So these are the maize that I planted this year. And they're really doing well. I'm very much impressed with how they're doing. I just pray God to continue giving us the rains so that we can have bumper harvest, because the economy right now, it is not friendly. So if we harvest, at least we are going to chase hunger, and we are not going to starve. If you compare the maize and the beans are a bit, the produce when you harvest, the beans are a bit expensive. When you take them to the market, you get good returns, because 1 sack of beans here in Kenya, it goes for 20,000 shillings, and 16 to 20,000. But 1 sack of maize goes for 3,000. So beans, I prefer having beans. So maybe next time, if I rent such a farm, I think I'm going to plant beans 2 acres, because even planting it is cheaper, although the seeds are expensive, but planting it is cheaper. When you just plant, that is all. You pay for the rains and you wait for the harvest. But if you can look here, this one has been affected by I don't know how it is, this insect. There's an insect which it eats the leaves, and then it eats the heart of the maize, so the maize cannot perform. Like this one here, it's going to die, it is not going to produce. So these are some of the challenges that we have when you plant these the maize. But we have the others, we sprayed them, but this one, I can see it is still affected. This one, but the others are okay. The others are very, very, very okay. This maize is on 2-acre piece of land, and I'm very much impressed because they have done well. So we are still touring. This is just the maize plantation alone. I don't like mixing planting maize and beans together, because when it comes to harvesting, it is really a big problem. So I like putting beans on a different land and maize differently. So when it comes to harvesting, it is cheaper. So if I cross back to the beans side, if I go back to the beans side, so the beans are here. I've been working from the other end, and I'm going to the other end. Then I just go back home. So those are, it looks like it wants to rain. I can see some clouds. I don't know whether we are really praying for the rains, because at this time, this means they need a lot of rain so that they can put on nicely. The beans are here and they're almost ready. They're almost ready. So this is where I rented. So I'm still going on with the garden tour, the rented, is it rented or at least garden tour? And the beans are almost, if we just give it another 2 to 3 weeks, we shall be harvesting. And then another problem that we have when you plant, another challenge we have apart from the stalk borer, the one that affects the maize, it is these weeds. And you can see where we have weeds, the plant cannot do well, like this one here. But the others are okay. It was just a small portion. But the others have just done well. So this is where I rented the farm, and it's like a 1 hour walk from where I live, 45 to 1 hour walk. So I'm at the other end now. So I'll just, let me show you the other side before I start going back home. So this is the farm, and this farm is in Nakuru County. For those people who live in Kenya, this farm is in Nakuru County. So all these are maize. All this is the maize plantation. And the farm is reaching here. So I think I'll just start going back. So this is where I rented the farm. And I'm happy because I've not been here for the last 2 weeks. At least I've seen the progress, how the farm is progressing. So I'm starting my journey back home. I'm starting my journey back home and do other things at home. Okay, so let me go back home. At least you have seen where I rented the farm. So guys, I'm going back home. These are other people's farms. And one thing in Nakuru is an agricultural town. We grow so many crops like potatoes, the beans, maize, wheat, um, so many. This Irish potatoes, cabbages, carrots, onions, tomatoes. So it's only the rains that we always pray for. The farms are there, even if you don't have one, you just rent, like for myself, and you grow the crops. Let me just show you on the other side, on the neighbor side, and these are the common fences here. Since the time I started coming on the way, you have been seeing these types of fence. If well trimmed and made, they look so beautiful. I hope you've enjoyed our tour. I'm just going back home, and it is not very far from here now. I'm almost reaching home so that I can go and do other duties of the home. Here, people also keep the goats, the sheep, the cows. We have so many dairy farmers around who are doing well, and we thank God for that, because we have some areas where we have some dry areas where people never grow or harvest anything. But here in Nakuru, we are blessed. At least you can grow something and you harvest, even if you don't have a farm. For those people who do farming, they sell their produce at a lower price. I'm almost reaching home, guys, and I'm happy. At least my tour has been successful. So I'm at home right now. I'm just under the gate. So I've reached home, and thank God for the journey. Hello guys, I'm from the farm and today I'm very tired, but I just have to cook because there's no one else to do the duties. The boys have gone to school and they're not back home. Today I'll be making a very delicious meal of omena and sukuma wiki, the kales. And this food is mostly found or prepared in the western part of Kenya. So you join me for the cooking. So I'm going to get some leaves of kales because with me greens is a must. Whether I'm eating kuku, kuku is chicken in English, or in our Kiswahili language in Kenya, we call it kuku. So I have to get some kales so that we can accompany or we can mix with the omena, the small fish. That is what I'm going to prepare for supper. I think these ones are enough because they are not so many.